First couple of days pretty soft on the Phillies, saying, they're fine. There's a lot of things I saw in last night's game that I did not like. So with the crew, Bill Colarulo, with producer Ray Dunn, and we will hit this hard. So first of all, let me I don't understand how you can be unprepared against a pitcher like Valente Belloso. All right, let me give you the excuse first, because I know people want to hear the good. When you come off a long road trip, there's normally a malaise in your game one. You could look at every sport. Game one, when you get home, you get acclimated, you get the kids a whole bit, your mind, your biorhythms are not proper for a game one. However, that is counterbalanced by facing a pitcher like Valente Belloso. So when you're coming back on that road trip, leaders on this team or veteran players on this team, which they have a lot of, should be looking at Valente Belloso on what they're going to face on Monday. And what they're going to face is slop. So if you're going to face slop, you got to be a disciplined situational hitter. And they showed none of that last night. They are in a full-blown malaise. And I can only, attribute so much of it to coming off a road trip. Because when you look at that game last night and you look at the box score, first of all, I don't know if you can send Taijuan Walker out there anymore. Now, I know they don't have any other solutions, but he's a killer. Right away, he puts you in a hole. You come back off a road trip, you need a big game against a bad team, and this dude puts you right in a hole. And when he puts you right in a hole, if you're struggling as a baseball player, you go, oh, crap. But you don't say crap. And that's what he did to him last night. So now it's like, oh my God, we really have to hit. And you lose your focus and you lose your discipline. Left on base with runners in scoring position. Guess who did it? Turner, Harper, Real Muto. Those are the three guys that left runners in scoring position. Your leaders, who should be totally prepared to face Valente Belloso. Let's look at the box score. The first five hitters, 1 for 19 last night against Valente Belloso. It's impossible to be 1 for 19 against Valente Belloso. Now let me look further. There are little things that indicate a malaise and a lack of concentration. Trey Turner's error is inexcusable. He lollygagged that ground ball, which is an easy play to make, and he boots it. Now let's go to the ninth inning. And I know people don't look at these kind of things because at that point you're going, they're going to lose again. They're going to get shut out by the Miami Marlins. Alec Boehm hits a ground ball to the shortstop. Did you see him run to first base? It was like, I'm not even interested. Oh, my God. Oh, this is so bad. He had that sour puss on his face, and he didn't run it out. That's the worst thing you can do when you close out a game. You're adding that malaise onto malaise. And these guys got to, somehow somebody has got to interject some energy into this team right now. And I know people go, well, it should be the manager. And you're right. It should be the manager. Now, I've been really supportive of Rob Thompson because I believe that with a veteran team, not changing things is the best way to go, and you trust your players to come out of it. But at this point, when you lose that kind of a game to a bad team and a pitcher who's like, come on, a rookie pitcher at home when the fan base actually was trying to bolster them up early in the game. Like when runners got scoring because you heard the crowd, they say, groundswell, somebody important's coming up. To lose 5-0 in a game against the Marlins is troubling to me. So now let's look at the playoff structure because I want to look at it. It's not too early to look at it. They're in the number 2 spot now, and they're in danger of losing the number 2 spot. But let's just look at they stay in the number 2 spot because it seems like every other team is hotter than the Phillies. So let's just say they hold on to number 2. Well, they would play the winner of 6 and 3. Guess who that is right now? That's the Brew Crew at 3. They're good. They're playing really good baseball. They would have to beat the Milwaukee Brewers in the first round. Now, I know they have home field advantage, but the Brewers have pretty good pitching at the top. So let me move it on to Bill. I'm exasperated today. I got to be honest with you. I didn't think that I would turn on the Phillies that quickly. But I watched that game last night, and it really galled me that Bohm didn't run that ball out. It's like, come on, man. You can't set an example like that to the rest of your team. Bill, what do you think?
Look, you were trying to be positive to start the week with this Phillies team.
Yes, I was.
And I still have fans coming at me saying they're still 6.5 up in the NL East. Everything's going to be fine. They're just in a slump. Mike, this isn't just a slump anymore.
No, it's a malaise.
Well, look, you could talk about the recency. Yeah, they've lost 4 in a row. They're 4-7 in August. They're the second worst team since the All-Star break at 7-16. Mm-hmm. I want to go back over the last 55 games, Mike. You're talking about more than 33% of the season. That's a third of the season. This team's 24-31. That's a .436 winning percentage. So as good as they were to start the year, 45-19, this is the best team we've ever seen in Major League Baseball. They're now 24-31 over their last 55.
There are little things. By the way, they're second to the Chicago frickin' White Sox.
Thank God for the White Sox.
With the record coming out of the All-Star break. There's certain things you look at and you go, okay, this is now troubling. Because you're looking to your leaders to do something. You need to have a better hitting game plan when you get runners in scoring position. If you're Turner, Harper, Bohm, Real Muto, Castillo, whatever it is, this guy should not be able to shut you out. It just shouldn't happen.
Mike, in the last 15 games, they only have 3 everyday players who are batting higher than 250.
Yeah, I know Harper's a smart enough hitter to figure it out.
He's batting 230.
I just don't understand what's going on with what they're thinking about with runners in scoring position. It shows that they're unprepared. That's the thing that I don't get. This is a good enough team to be prepared for every game. I don't understand how you can't be prepared for a rookie pitcher where you let him go 7 innings and only give up 4 hits and no runs, and he only walks 1.
Well, let me ask you,
he's in the strike zone. So if he's in the strike zone, he's nibble-bibbling the whole night. You know he's a nibble-bibbler. So you have to now adjust as a hitter accordingly.
So who do you put that on? Is it on the players? Is it on Kevin Long?
Definitely on the players. It's not on Kevin Long. Kevin Long can only do so much in preparation, right? When you get in the batter's box, it's you against the pitcher. And you got to be prepared for what this guy is throwing you. So a runner in scoring position, he's not going to try. He's going to try to throw on the edges. So you need to expect that the ball's coming on the edges, and whether you have to pull that if it's on the inside part of the plate or if it's on the outside part of the plate and hit it the other way, you need to be prepared for what this guy has. First of all, you know he's not going to blow you away. So you take that out of the equation. It should be easier as a hitter to figure out what he's doing and you to put the ball in play when you need to put the ball in play with runners in scoring position.
So you're putting it on the players.
Absolutely.
But let's go to Topper real quick. Rob Thompson.
Yeah.
Look, that patient, even-keeled approach has worked with this team in the past. I need something different now.
Now you got to shake up the lineup. And I'm not really in favor of that. But now you got to shock them. It's like the pool that gets cloudy. You know, you don't want to put that overdose of chlorine in there, but you have to, right?
Look, sometimes this gets overblown, and I think he's got to start throwing chairs in the clubhouse.
And he's not. See, that players would look at that and go, "That's not him."
He's got to do something different.
You can't turn into a monster when you're not a monster, right? That doesn't. You can change the lineup. You can put them on notice by saying, "Okay, we're going to go here." Schwartz, guess what? We're going to drop you down. And that gets them thinking. Now, that will overpower it because they know they're in a slump. When you move a guy, he doesn't like it. He likes the same routine. And he doesn't like to be told that you're not producing, so we're going to move you down in the lineup. But at this point, they know they're in a slump, so they know they need to be shocked.
Yes, but when you say that, you also got to look at Alec Bohm not running the ball out to first. Trey Turner with a lazy error. Yeah. Well, that's where I think Rob Thompson needs to maybe change who he is a little bit and make some noise in that clubhouse. Enough's enough of this.
Well, maybe he does, but it's so not him that players will look at that and go, "That's phony." So, like the leaders, like Trey Turner, I don't know. Maybe Harper has got to be a guy. Like there was always a guy in the Phillies clubhouse who wasn't afraid to say anything. Now Harper I don't know if he has the clout to do it right now. But, somebody who is a leader in that clubhouse, and I look at it and I go, all right, who can do it? Well, Schwarber and Harper can do it, really. They're the only two guys. I don't think the manager could throw a chair or knock over a buffet table and have any effect on them.